was little weird if I discuss about the first day when I entered my college. So you know how that time the raggings and everything was there. So
Right.
we were just all these freshers. Yeah, so freshers were called as fachas. So all the fachas were waiting in the library. So some senior dropped in, and that lady asked by choice or by chance. So that was the very first question which was posed to me when I entered into the architectural college. So obviously I was a engineering aspirant and architecture was by chance only. So I
Right.
said, ma'am, it is just by chance. So she suggested that if it is by chance, then you please leave today only, because after that you have to live a life which is very hectic, which is very responsible. And if you are not having your wish to do that, you should not do that and go and pursue your engineering dream.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Vyapaarjagat TV, and so again I welcome you all to AGROTIS presents Talk with Greenpreneur, a web series. They talk with green entrepreneurs, nature lovers, environment friendly leaders. So thank you so much for keep watching this particular show, and giving your likes, comments, and sharing this particular show to the other entrepreneurs, those who are contributing towards sustainability. And as you know that we are daily bringing one great leader, and we are sharing their story in front of you. And today we have one more great leader. And when we talk about the architecture, when we talk about sustainability, when we talk about the green living, so there are so many things and so many stories I have to share. But without further delay, let's welcome Sri Bhupendra Kumar, who is a managing director at Aeiforia Architects. And so sir, welcome to Vyapaarjagat TV.
Thank you so much, Pravinji. Thank you for this great introduction.
That's my pleasure, sir. Thank you so much for joining this particular interview. And so, sir, we want to know about your journey, your initiatives, especially the green initiatives and the set of services you are, providing to make our country sustainable. So, yeah, without further delay, so sir, please let us know that what is your background and how it was all started about sustainability.
Oh, that's great. So, see, the starting was little weird if I discuss about the first day when I entered my college. So, you know how that time the raggings and everything was there. So
Right.
we were just all these freshers. Yeah, so freshers were called as fachas. So all the fachas were waiting in the library. So some senior dropped in, and that lady asked by choice or by chance. So that was the very first question which was posed to me when I entered into the architectural college. So obviously I was a engineering aspirant and architecture was by chance only. So I
Right.
said, ma'am, it is just by chance. So she suggested that if it is by chance, then you please leave today only, because after that you have to live a life which is very hectic, which is very responsible. And if you are not having your wish to do that, you should not do that and go and pursue your engineering dream. So I was like, ma'am, maybe I don't know whether what is my dream or what else, but now if I have stepped in, I'll make something good into it only, because I love art and I love architecture. So I will do this something here. So that's how my journey started. And luckily, or otherwise, you can say with my efforts or with the grace of teachers and everybody who was there in the studio, I topped my first semester, and then this became a habit. I was like, one of the topper always since the third year. So because of good academic records, I got a chance to work a firm which was CCPS that time, doing lot of research works, lot of things. And with the help of that firm, we were asked to participate into a paper presentation to IGBC. So that time that IGBC Congress 2005 was happening, we got the chance and we presented our paper. So because of that paper presentation, we got a chance to get a free invite to attend that Congress in Taj Hotel in Delhi. And that was the first break and the first exposure about the green buildings, about the gold rating, platinum rating, and all those things. It was a good show. It was 3 days event. And the guest of honor was Honorable Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Wow.
And obviously everybody in India, yeah, they are like, always inspired by him. So we were also very excited to meet him, to listen, what is he saying. So one fine day that opportunity came in, we were sitting in the hall, Honorable APJ Abdul Kalam entered, and then he started his speech. It was actually just a kind of magical show. He was delivering and we all were astonished to hear him. So that was his verdict over there, and that was, he inspired everybody, all of us. And he said that, I wish that every home of this India should be green. So we picked it from there, and then it became our dream. So we said that, okay, fair enough. Now, once we are getting passed out, that time I was in third year of architecture. So I said that, okay, now once we are getting passed out, we will definitely work into green architecture only. And that is how then we started dreaming about it. So then we started searching for the good names for the firm, what we will put the firm's name and all. So that was there. Then in 2005, when we coined this word Aeiforia. So AEIA is basically the Greek word for sustainable, and Foria is the word for forum. So we coined this word, and then it was Aeiforia, a very unique name. Even the people who are good into marketing later on told me that, yeah, you should have chosen a very simple name so that people can remember it, because nowadays it is very difficult to even pronounce for many people. They don't understand it in the very first go. So I said, fair enough, but see, if we are into the field of architecture, if we are into the field of creativity, something unique should be there. So that is how we started dreaming about it. And then our target was, one fine day we will design a net zero building. And with that concept, we started this firm. Yeah. So after passing out in 2008 itself, we were doing certain jobs here and there, and I was having a good chance to work with the firms which are top 10 in world. So that exposure helped me, no doubt. So after that, once I started my own, so obviously the dream was there only. So since 2005 and since 2011, it was almost 6 years. So the dream was still alive. We started our journey, and then we started this campaign that whatever we design, we will design green. So whatever small or big project which was coming our way, we were always thinking about the green aspect. So there are two aspects majorly once we talk about green. One is the certification and records, that how much we have certified greens and how much we have designed, what is the square feet area which we have covered, and all those data keeping. And one is the actual ground reality. So our focus was the ground reality. And you won't believe, in spite of having so much inspiration about green, having at least conceptualized clearance in my mind, having know-how of the green building, still till today I haven't attended the green AP examinations, because that certification is not my target. My target is to make it actual on ground. But yes, if you are going for the buildings where you need the certification and all, you definitely need people who are authorized to do so. So to cater that thing, my partner is she is green AP now. I have 2-3 employees in my team who are specifically hired because of sustainability. They are having all these qualifications. They are certified, accredited professionals. So that's how we conduct all this. So conceptualization, etc., happens at my table, and then it goes passed on to the table. And so this thing, we will design green, and we will break the myth that green is always expensive. We have propagating and we are educating our clients to know green is never expensive. Green is always saving on your pocket. And it starts with its triple R formula itself. You say reduce, reuse, recycle. If you are reducing, how much it is, how come it is expensive? If you are reusing, how come it is expensive? If you are recycling, how come it is expensive? So every time while designing green, it is always saving on a pocket. And forget about this saving on your pocket. It is basically, it is not only that saving of the money, it is saving your life. we propagate the funda of right to breathe right. So there, once we spend our one-third life into studios, into indoors, into many spaces where we are living our life or making our livelihood, those spaces are must to have the correct air to breathe with the good, or I should say the best indoor air qualities, without any benzene, without any all these volatile organic components. It should be breathable, because we talk about the occupational diseases, and then that time we talk about the hazardous industries like the glass industry and all. But have ever anybody thought that even working in office with a white collar job is also a hazardous occupation? Because you are breathing lot of chemicals, you are breathing lot of carbon monoxides which is presented there, you are breathing lot of volatile organic compounds over there. So why don't we think all those these are also hazardous? Reason being, maybe the impacts are not immediate. If you are working in a glass industry, you are daily per day basis, you are smoking all these pollutants in your lungs. But once you are working in the office, you may be not realizing it, because that is the slow, or you can say the very slow killers. So they are killing you slowly, but you are not even realizing that. And that is the reason we always say that, okay, if you are working in an AC environment, you are the safest person, you are the happiest person. If you are working in a factory, you may be having some certain compromises to your health. So all those myths has to be broken. That is how we then started this campaign. We partnered with IGBC. We started connecting with our clients, and specifically we started with our existing clients. And we told them that, sir, we have designed for you, though your office is mostly green, but we would say that you please get it again analyzed, again checked, so that we can go towards the certification thing. And so that we can make it better. We can make it welcoming for the employees who are coming there. So that is how we started the campaign. We many, and in fact, whoever we talked, they always supported, because everybody wants to some change to happen. And that in that manner, with the multi-billion of square feet of space, IGBC is doing great job, and we are just a very small player with them. So we are just helping our clients to understand the concept of sustainability, the concept of green things, to break this myth of this is expensive or something. And for that matter, what we said is, sir, what I'll do is, this consultancy part, which I am giving to you to provide you the green and better spaces, this I will do as a complimentary service. Once you are getting the changes implemented, that time also you are having choice. You can hire my services and pay for it, or otherwise you can get all those things with your any other channel partner. I have no interest into that. There is no vested interest. The only thing is that we are doing business, we are running from India, we are getting things well to do in our life. We should pay back. So that payback, what can I do as a payback? If I hear Tata, if I hear the speech of Ratan Tata and the complete ideology of him, he's always into a a marketplace where he's always giving something to India. He's always adding something to the development of India. And one fine day I got a very good information about them. They said that Tata is into every business, from salt to the plains. But they are not into liquor. They are not into tobacco. Why can't they do that? But they understand that if they are propagating all this kind of business, maybe there is some little good into that, or not 100% blacklisted, but still the harms are more than the good they can do. So that is why they are always in the business where they are always paying back. So that payback concept, we could say that, okay, by adding green and sustainable concepts to our projects, we can at least pay back to India. We can at least pay back to nation who is helping us to grow, who is helping us to live a good life. So that's our payback. So that's how the journey is going in. And recently, luckily, we got a client who was having the same ideology. They approached us to design a farmhouse for them, and then they were very much clear that they will have it net zero. It was an opportunity for us. So we said, sir, we most welcome you on board. And here, the fee is not a concern, because we wanted such dream projects where the client is enthusiastic to create something green. Otherwise, people say that, okay, fair enough, green is a good concept, but okay, I just want just normal thing. They don't even want to understand the concept sometimes. Yes. But this client was like, very enthusiastic, very knowledgeable about green. And in fact, when I met the duo, the lady was very much aware about the complete biodiversity. She was having like, a lot of knowledge of plants. She was having a lot of things to like, tell us. So it was a like, two-way affair. We were learning from them. They were learning from us. And gentleman is like, always very good at technology. You talk about solar, he knows solar. So it was very easy to give him the concept and idea. In fact, during that time only, once we were like, discussing this project, so we developed many other innovative ways also. The major thing, the major problem, or the you can say the major challenge is to conserve water and to prove it net zero in northern India because the rains are limited. In the parts where the rains are too much, you can store enough plenty of water and then you can like meet the demands. Here, once you are in North India, you hardly get 2, 3, 4 months of the rains, and that too you are always like depriving of rains. You hardly gets around 200 or so days, like very few in a month. So in those situations, how to preserve water? So that time we coined many innovative ways. Like say example, we identified the wastage points of water. There are certain guidelines given in the IGBC, given with the UGBC, TRERI, GREHA. There are a lot of many guidelines to protect or the preserve water. But there are certain things which we can still think of beyond the codes. Do we talk about the water which is going outflow as a discharge of ACs?
Many times
there is no mention in the code. Yeah. And similarly, do we take care of the water which is going out by the RO? So one fine day, it was a very interesting incident happened in my own office. Office boy hasn't reported by that time. So I went by myself. I took a glass of water from RO. And I was drinking there, standing and drinking the water. I saw this. The water is like, keeping flowing from the discharge pipe. I was like, yeah, mera glass khatam ho gaya pani ka, but this water is still not stopping. How much water is rejected in the name of purification? So I took another glass of water, and one glass of water I kept against the discharge water. You believe? For one glass of water, it threw out 5 glasses of water. I did this experiment twice just to check it, whether the readings are correct. So it was almost that only. 4 to 5 glasses of water were getting rejected. I immediately told my admin team that put a tank for this to collect this water. And now we are using that water to wash our dishes, to mop the floor, and so many other activities. Somebody told me that if you use this water to water the plants will die. It's a rejected water. Like a gentleman, why this water rejected? Tell me. Because it may have some higher TDS. It may have some jumps into it. Once you are giving the tap water to the plant, are you filtering it? You are not. And see, this is not adding any poison. The rejected water is not a poison. Please understand why we are into that psychology that this is rejected water. It means it's a poison. It is not. And trust me, I am watering my plants by that water only. And my plants are very green and well-to-do in my office. They are very much. They are purifying my indoor air naturally. The similar kind of experiment I had with the air purifier. If you remember, before the period of this corona, the air quality index of Delhi is very poor, very poor. You purchase mask, put it on a nose. You cannot go out with the mask without the mask, and so and so. It will fill your lungs with the smoke. And all these marketing tantrums were happening. I'm sorry, I'm calling this marketing tantrums because that's how the industry works. They create a fear in public, and that's how they increase their sales. So fear is always yes. So fear is always a part of marketing. You have to create a fear to market your products. And so that all those things were happening. So fair enough. My partner also purchased one very good. I will not name the brand. It may break the code. So they expensive, very highly expensive air purifier was purchased for the office also. Fine. Now the air purifier started working. And fortunately or unfortunately, the carbon dioxide sensor is right above the purifier. So in my office, so there it was just right above that. I noticed the reading when I am purifying my air, so-called purifying the air. My carbon dioxide is index is increasing. The level of carbon dioxide is increasing in the office. I said, what is happening with this sensor? So then I took that air purifier and put it nearby another sensor, and again it was the same story. I was like, why the carbon dioxide is increasing when this air purifier is working. It is supposed to purify the air. Then I realized, when I thought about it, I realized, gentlemen, it is just purification of air. It means it is just removing the pollens, the dust gradients from that, and then there is a motor inside the purifier which is sucking the air and passing it through a filter. That filter is acting as a barrier for all these, like, if it is very macro filter, so it is even micro particles are getting stuck into it. Otherwise, it is just purifying it from the dust and the other hairs, etc., inside the air. So it is actually not adding any value to your air. It is just passing it through a filter. And then the pump that is running inside, the fan that is running the inside, is adding to the carbon dioxide levels of your space. So what to do? Is it a solution? And then another interesting pattern I'll tell you regarding this air purifier. The moment you start it, it will start with a red screen. You get horrified. Oh my God, so much of poor quality of air. Then slowly it goes to the orange. Then slowly it goes to the green. And the moment it goes to the green, you feel relaxed. Oh wow, now my air is good quality. Is it so? I noticed it multiple times. The timelines are same. How come in the same time, the same quality and the same things are happening in the air purifier? Whether I am putting it inside a corner, whether I am putting it in mid of the studio, whether I am at here, it cannot happen. It means it is just the programming done, which changes the colors. It makes it interesting, and it makes like a satisfaction to you that your air is purified. Very similar example when you brush your teeth. So it is making foam and smell, and the freshness air and the peppermint in the toothpaste, and you feel that your teeth are clean. Is it so? It's not. It is just a marketing. So that's how, I must not say, but since we are like greenpreneurs and we are like working in that industry, we should educate our clients that please don't go just by the marketing principles. Think about it, analyze it, and then implement it. So honestly speaking, I removed that air purifier from my office, and now my office is having approximately 50 plants inside, and the square feet area is hardly 200 square feet. So you can see like what kind of air we are breathing, and that is like very good example I'll tell you regarding a green building, and we were lucky to get exposed to that concept. It is right in Nehru Place in Delhi, the Pahalpur. So there they were like boasting the air quality, that see outside the ppm index is that much 200 plus, and inside if you come it is hardly 78, below 100. So we went to see how are you doing it, and the wonderful concept they have implemented. They have a nursery at the rooftop, full of plants, full of greenery. They are having a very lavish cafeteria over there. So you feel very like connected to nature. It becomes very like energizing to you. And then what they have done is every return air duct is running through that space. So automatically the plants are acting as a purifier, natural purifiers. They are adding oxygen. They are adding good quality of air into your air, indoor air quality, and that is how they are maintaining the building purely with good air in indoor qualities, and that too in mid of Delhi, at the center of Delhi, at the heart of Delhi. So this is how like people should think about. This is how people should like propagate this journey, not just by the books, not just by the marketing things. No, they have to think about it.
Thank you so much, Bhupendra, for a very detailed answer. I think you have conveyed so many things about the green building, or set of myths people are having, or maybe they are carrying with set of brands. So let us not jump into the those kind of brand stories, but definitely so yeah. So now let me move forward, and I have a question which is related to again a green building, or we can say it's about a green workplace. So Bhupendra, ये बताइए कि what are the things to consider while designing a green workplace? I think the answer can be a very detailed, but in brief you can highlight a few points that what are the things we should consider when we talking about a green workplace.
That's a very good question, and in fact, the green things revolve around only 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. And that's a very brief answer. If you are reducing your consumption, maybe like the energy consumption basically, so you have to have like a lot of natural air, natural light, so at least your consumption of electricity is lesser. Utilize your branded and rate products so that they are consuming less electricity and their efficiency is more. And then reusing, it means there is no harm. If I'm changing my office, I can utilize my old furniture. If I'm making something new, I can take out and reach out to the market where I can have the once used furnitures or once used products if they are into good condition. So we have to exploit resources lesser. And if we are doing so, we are creating a green building or a green interior for the green workspace. Like say example, my own office. In Delhi, we got the platinum rating for our Delhi office, and that was second in India. Architectural office, second in India to achieve those platinum rating.
Wow.
This Noida office, where nowadays we are sitting in, that is also a platinum rated building, platinum rated space. So this is how we are propagating and we are utilizing. So idea is not just to talk, we have to walk the talk. So we started from ourselves, and then now we are educating our clients and now doing a lot of things for them.
Superb, superb. So, Bhupendra, let us know that what is your larger goal and vision when we talk about this sustainability or green buildings.
See, my vision and mission is to make spaces breathable. So my target is by 2025, whoever is our client is sitting into a green space. So we are actively approaching them. We are promoting all these green features. We are telling them, educating them about the benefits of it. See, in current scenario, there is nobody who bothers about cost, honestly speaking. They just need the quality of life. So green is basically the quality of life. Forget about whether it is cheap or expensive, but it gives you the quality of life. And that is what we are providing to our clients. So this is our mission and vision, where we want to have every workspace as a green workspace. So once you are out of your house, once you are into a space where you spend a 1/3 of life, that space should be breathable. It should give you right to breathe right.
Super. So, Bhupendra, so these days, I think green or sustainability became a buzzword. I think, a lot of the industry leaders or, the experts are talking about sustainability or the green concept. So, but is it a practical wherein, जो बात कर रहे हैं लोग इतना काम हो रहा है सही में? What are your views?
Yes, sir. And thankfully, it is going towards a greener world. And honestly speaking, yeah, it is a buzzword, but do you have any other option? If we exploit our environment, if we do destructions like we are doing, how long we will survive? How long this humanity will survive? So there is no other option left other than adopting the sustainability and doing something good so that our generations, whose future is in our hand, whose future is depending on our actions, they can also live a healthy life. We see a lot of Hollywood movies. They saw the planet which is completely ruined. Like a small cartoon movie, you can say the Wall-E. The Earth is completely ruined. They are now living on the Mars, and then they are just thriving for a single leaf of plant. So why to give our generations that kind of Earth? We can give them a greener world. And examples are enough. It is world is full of those examples. To take the example of Singapore, how beautifully they have restructured themselves right from a country of a kind of scrap. They are a lot of scrap here and there, and now you move there, it is totally green. It is awesome to see that beauty inside a well and developed country now. So this is not only the talk, and then the corporates are doing very good. Recently, I have an interaction with a guy, one of my relative who is very senior position into PNG. And now when he told about, because we always like to talk, and he was doing certain course on sustainability. So we had a discussion. PNG is started a separate division itself, who is just taking care of the sustainability. Even their procurement is from those vendors who are adopting sustainable practices into their production. So that kind of initiatives corporates are taking. So it is not only a buzzword, it is a need of ours. We have to think about it. We have to be responsible about utilization of the resources. We have to be responsible about the things which are around us. We have to take care of our art.
Superb, superb. So, sir, now if we talk about India, so in India we are promoting a lot of the mission wherein one is Aatma Nirbhar Bharat, the second one is Startup India, Stand Up India, and such other initiative our honorable Prime Minister has taken to make India self-reliant, and at least to provide a platform to the early risers or the startups or the entrepreneurs, the new entrepreneurs, right? So what are the set of opportunities you do see when we talk about the sustainable development or the green India?
See, what happens is once the green is once we are talking about green, so that time the very first word comes in reduce. So what to reduce? Why this country, if you think about what is non-green over there? So if you see energy production, if you talk about from where it is coming in, you are burning the fuels. How are you polluting the air? You are burning the fuel. Even if we are breathing, we are having, or we are living, we are having a carbon footprint. So what is non-green? The black is non-green. And what is black? Black is carbon. And how this carbon is getting produced? That is, if I travel a lot to my workplace, if I go to a distance, to a separate city, where I again develop my complete habitat over there and start utilizing resources, that is coming non-green in longer ways and in other ways. So once these all the initiatives, when Aatma Nirbhar Bharat, they are promoting the entrepreneurs, it means who is the entrepreneur? From where they will start? They will start from their home, or they will start from a place where they are nearby.
Absolutely.
Don't you think that it is indirectly saving on your energies? If you think in another way, it is saving indirectly on your energies. It is reducing your energy consumption. It is your stables. It is reducing other consumption of other sources. Like if you travel to a city and you do or make another efforts. And similarly, once they are so now people are thinking of the you just in working into green, who are working into green aspects or green startups. So that is again giving you a lot of chance. Like yesterday, I was having, in fact, on your platform only, somebody was interviewed as a solar man. What is
Yeah.
solar? Again, a green initiative, right? There's now people are who are going into the even the agriculture. So they are now developing the sustainable methods for agriculture. Earlier, when there was a lot of water wastage in the agriculture in name of irrigation, nowadays there are a lot of entrepreneurs who are developed so many indigenous who are actually practical, who are always having a vision, and this is a long-term schemes which are helping nation to grow up.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, because that was that's a great answer you have shared, Bhupendra. So now we want to know more about a few challenges which you had or you are currently having in this particular sustainable projects, if any, if any.
See, what happens is there is very good scheme known as net metering, right? And I'll tell you my practical experiences only. So what I did, since I always believe in walking the talk, I installed a 6 kilowatt setup for my own house, and I applied for a net meter. Would you believe till now we don't have a net meter? Reason? Discoms doesn't want to provide net meters. They will create each and every objection, whatever is possible, to not allow you the net meter, because that is again that net meter makes them to pay you back. So they created lot many objections. In fact, we filed the replies also, but still. So these kind of challenges where people doesn't want because of their own vested interest becomes a roadblock in the sustainable development. So what I need to do then? I just simply change the on-grid system to the off-grid system. So we have to figure out alternate ways. Similarly, another things comes in, like as I said, most of the clients are not even aware what is green, what is that, and then they don't want to even put a single thought to about these concepts. They simply say, "Their boss, you do whatever regular practice is happening. We are not interested." So that kind of challenges where people are not understanding the value of green is a challenge, is a roadblock. Other than that, things are smooth. Nowadays people are doing very good job. You get many products which are already green certified. So the life has become little easier. Earlier you have to do a lot of research. Nowadays, lot of data is readily available. You need not to do more efforts or cumbersome jobs on these things. So that is how on one hand, walking on the sustainable track is very easy also. But on other hand, where people are having their vested interest or not even aware, that time you are facing certain roadblocks and the challenges.
Cool. So yeah, so Bhupendra, thank you so much. I think we have discussed so many things about the sustainability, about the green initiative, and now I have a few questions which are related to your personal journey. So you are leading the large team, and you are doing so many things at your agency. But so now we want to know that how you manage your time, and especially what are you doing when you are not in office or when you are not working.
Okay, so that's a very interesting and out of the syllabus question actually.
Absolutely, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that is also point of interest. So see, I have read through many self-help books in my early career, and nowadays also I am having a reading thing. So out of these books, I would name few which are very good, and that actually leads your way. So like one is 5 a.m. Club,
Hmm.
and one is the monk who sold his Ferrari,
Right.
right? So these books, what they told is, if your mornings are controlled, your days are controlled, and that is a fact. What happens is, if we are waking up early, and that is how my quality is, I am always early riser right from my childhood. So this no things we I got from my father. He is also early riser. So that early rising helps us. That gives you extra 2-3 hours time to plan yourself, to work on yourself. And once you are planned, you can hit any goals. There is a very good incident mentioned in the monk who sold his Ferrari, where this lawyer, who was a very good lawyer, and if you have gone through that book, so that's the story of a lawyer, and he is very famous lawyer and wins every case, does a wonderful job. And one fine day he faints. After his life, so he thought of selling his of all the assets and go to Himalayas in search of sages, living a life of, and he got these a meeting with a sage, and he asked, "Sir, tell me how to lead this kind of life." Okay, so you have to practice and have to be here for at least 2-3 years. Then he asked, "Sir, if I put not many efforts, can I do it in a year?" No. Then you will require at least 6 years. If I do more efforts and work 24/7, can I do? No. Then you will require 12 years. So you are surprised. Boss, I'm increasing my efforts and you are increasing my learning time. So I said that the sages said, "Okay, come with me, I'll tell you." So he again took him to a place where there is a mark on a tree in front, and then he asked him, "Okay, now tie a cloth on my eyes, make me blindfold." Fair enough. He made him, and then he took a bow and arrow, and he said that, "Okay, now I will shoot the arrow." So expectation was that this arrow will hit the mark. It didn't. Then he is asking the sage, "What is it? You couldn't even hit the." तो इसमें क्या अलग है? अच्छा क्या है इसमें? So then he said, "Boss, this is exactly what happens in life. If you are not having your eyes on your goal, you will never hit it. And once you are running blindly here and there, your efforts are increased, but it is as good as you are climbing a ladder which is against a wrong wall." So it is very much required to be focused, to control your complete, and that you can do once you are meditating about yourself, then you are having your own me time. So in my own definition, I say the first hour of your life, it means I say that it's a new life. Every time you are waking up in the morning, it's a new life. So first hour of your life, your me. At that time, you have to work on your visions, you have to think about your visualizations, you have to think the savers. The savers is mentioned in the 5 club. So time where life is controlled.
Bhupendra, your internet was lagging somewhere. uh,
Is it?
so yeah, so in fact, the screen was stuck there, and you were talking about the saver, and so I think we can take this particular portion again. So to just make the answer continuous.
Yes, yes. So they have to follow the saver that is mentioned in Miracle Morning. So as I said, like these are the first hour is the me hour where you are thinking about your own goals, your own things. You are doing exercise, you are working on those things, and then the second hour comes in as a planning hour where you are planning and you are writing the instructions for the other team members. And then third hour onwards, it's your life. You can go and get busy with whatever things you want. So this is how I plan the journey, and this is how I my day. Your days are control, life control.
Super, super, super. So now, Bhupendra, tell us one thing which you are learning as of now, just to improve your skill, or one thing which you think it is a weakness of yours, and just to improve it, you are learning one thing. Bhupendra, again, I'm not able to hear you. I think still internet is lagging. I don't know whether you are able to hear me or not. If you can hear me, you can keep your video off, and then you can, I think, restart your video. Yes, so Bhupendra, I think a great message you have passed when you shared your time management things, and how you are managing your day. So that's a great learning, I think, for all of us, and it is in fact a great learning for all the viewers and those who are watching this particular interview. So Bhupendra, my next question is, tell us something which you are learning right now. It can be just to improve your any particular weakness, or if you think you are still improving a set of skills. So what are you learning as of now?
I'm trying to learn the 7 habits of highly efficient person. That's another awesome book, and it actually defines everything which is required to lead a leader's life. So right from their first habit to the second habit to third habit, I'm trying to live all those habits and to improve my personality and my approach towards life. So that is what exactly I'm working upon.
Superb, superb. It was indeed great talking to you, Bhupendra. And before we wrap this particular interview up, my last question to you is: what message do you want to convey to our viewers, to especially to the entrepreneurs or the business professionals, those who are watching this particular interview?
Just one thing, that whatever they do, just do honestly. Be on the ground realities, nothing superficial, nothing just for the marketing sake. It has to be the ground realities. And if everybody of us is doing our bit honestly, we can shape up this world. We can make it green and happier for the coming generations.
Superb, superb. Yeah, so be on the ground. I mean, be honest, be what you are and who you are. So it is really a great message. Bhupendra, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for sharing all the insights, lot of the tips and things about the green living, green building, or green workplace. And it's a wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for your time, and considering our request to join this particular interview, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Praveen. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, sir. And for everyone, see, we are coming up with series of such interviews, such talk shows, and thank you so much for keep watching. And we still, are looking forward to have more views and more participants to our initiative Greenpreneur Convention and Awards 2022. So if you know anybody who is contributing towards the environment, towards the green, towards the nature, towards the climate, so please do connect them with us, and you can simply message, or you put their contact information in the comment box, so that we can reach out to them, we can invite to Greenpreneur Convention and Awards, and we can feature them in this particular talk show. Thank you so much once again for watching out this particular interview, and stay tuned and keep watching vyapaarjagat TV. And if you have not subscribed vyapaarjagat TV yet, so please do subscribe vyapaarjagat TV, and do not forget to click on that particular bell icon, because that is the one which will give you a notification whenever we have a great new story. Keep watching, stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
जोश भरने को तैयार हम, आगे बढ़ने में राहदार हम। जोश भरने को तैयार हम, आगे बढ़ने में राहदार हम। मेरा व्यापार मेरी पहचान, मेरा व्यापार मेरी पहचान, मेरा व्यापार मेरी पहचान, मेरा व्यापार मेरी पहचान। हर व्यापार को दे पहचान, हर व्यापार को दे पहचान। व्यापार जगत